think the important question to ask is this: in what way did she offend you? How does her choice affect you? And she wrote, feeling loved as I get money for my pocket. And then wrote, haters keep hating dear. Those saying I'm a scammer, keep saying, sweetie, I can't hear you. I'm counting my money. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. And to all of you that keep coming back, hello and welcome back. Quick reminder, if you've never subscribed, just remind you to click that red button there that says subscribe, and after that click the bell sign. That way you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Regina Daniels and all the news and and all these things going on. So people have been asking, what's your opinion about Regina Daniels and all of these things? And the thing is, I actually made a video about it, but I made it in Pidgin English, and I have it on my Pidgin English channel. For those of you that do not know, I have another channel that is my Pidgin English channel, and I share a lot of other things on that channel. I'll try and put a link in the description box, and you can check it out and you can subscribe if you like what you see. So I talked about it anyways, but because I didn't post it here, a lot of people did not realize I already reacted to the whole news and everything. It's been going on for like a while now. First thing I'm gonna say is this: don't forget that this is all speculation. We didn't see any videos, we didn't see any wedding pictures, we didn't see any wedding rings or anything like that. So it's just it's just rumor at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, it's rumor. But at the same time, what I really wanted to talk about is this: like, I am up for people wanting to speak their opinion about anything or everything, whatever is going on social media, whatever the going on in the news or whatever. Like, of course, like, we all have opinions about everything. As far as it's out there, we all have opinions. But I'm just kind of wondering, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Okay, why am I saying this? Like, I've made videos where I come and I say, oh, I talk about what somebody's done, and I'm like, oh, that's not really a good thing to do and stuff like that, and I leave it at that. At the end of the day, people have their lives to live. What I find a bit too much, if I can use the word a bit too much, is when people feel like they have the right to dictate to someone else how he or she should live their life. That is where the problem is. Like people cursing them out. I have seen people all over social media cursing the mother out, cursing the girl out, and like saying some terrible things about the mother, saying some terrible things about the girl, like some ridiculous, like, I don't even know how to say some of the things people have said about this girl, because she decided to marry a man that's older than her. For those of you that do not know, actually, I keep forgetting, not everybody knows this thing. Okay, there's a girl called Regina Daniels, and there's a rumor that she just got married to this man that is 59-year-old, basically 60-year-old, and there's massive age gap between them, 40 years age gap. And a lot of Nigerians, not all, some Nigerians are not like that, but a lot of Nigerians that are kind of like really taking it, like, I don't know, out of proportion. I don't know, some people are really angry at her, and they say she did it for money, she did it because she wanted money. Look at other people talk about how the girl is so rich, she's flying private jets, and she's she's driving expensive cars, and she bought her mother a house, and she bought this and she bought that. Our people forget to know where to draw the line. Okay, where to draw the line. I'm gonna say this, I already said it in my other video that I made in my Pidgin English channel. I personally, I don't think, honestly, age gap doesn't bother me. I'm gonna be honest and say it doesn't bother me. But the thing is, I personally feel like 40 is a bit much. Why I say that is this: a 19-year-old, if she's truly 19, because nobody really knows her real age, but people think she's 19. A 19-year-old girl is kind of like beginning to really start life, if that makes sense. But a 60-year-old man, 59 is 60, equivalent to 60. A 60-year-old man is kind of rounding up in life. That is the nature of life, and I said in that video as well, nobody knows. We don't know, he may live to be 100 or whatever, but if things go the natural way of things, he should be gone before her. And the thing I was saying is, how much longer does, we all want to be married because we're in love and want to spend time together as a couple and all of these things. So if the age gap is much, and in the next 20 years he's going to be 80 and she's going to be 39, a 39-year-old woman is still young to a great extent. An 80-year-old man is not that young. Personally, I have 3 teenage girls. I wouldn't want that for any of my girls. Honestly, I'll prefer to marry someone that's younger than that. God willing, have a long time together as a couple. And another question is she still planning to have kids? So is she planning to have kids with a man that is already 60? We all want our children to have their fathers in their lives. And if things go the way it should go naturally, the man may not have that much time. God gives long life. It's God that gives long life. I'm just saying, he may not have that much, you would want your children to have a lot of time with their father. Let's put it that way. That is the prayer for everybody. But some people die in a car crash tomorrow and they're only in their 50s, or they're only in their 30s. We all know these things, but we all typically want to go by the natural way things would normally go. I wouldn't advise anybody. I personally would not advise. If she is my sister and she's married a man that is this much older than her, I would tell her, I wouldn't advise you to do this. And I will list out to her why it's not what I would advise her to do. Oh, another area I actually forgot to talk about is they said the man already has 5 wives. If she was my sister, I would say no. A lot of us as Christians are going to say no to that. Honestly, I wouldn't advise anybody to go for it. I wouldn't. But that is where it ends. That is where it ends. You give advice and that's it. You can't tell a girl that is 19 what to do with her life. This is not a crime. She's of an age. She's 19. She's of the age to consent to being married to whoever she wants to get married to. She's not going to be locked up by the police. She has the right, even in our Christianity, even a lot of things that our Christianity is against. If it's not against the law, anybody is still free to do it. You will not go to jail. Even if you do something that is very sinful as a Christian, if it's not against the law, you're not going to be locked up. You're going to go to hell. That's what we believe you're going to go to hell. But that is your choice. I've made videos where I explain that somebody can actually choose and say, you see this hell? I want to go to hell. It is a choice. What are you going to do if somebody says, you know what, if it's hell, I'm not referring to, I'm just saying, for example, somebody says, I want to be this, I want to be, this criminal or whatever. This is just extreme example, right? And you say, oh, this is not allowed in Christianity. And you say to the person, this thing you're doing is a sin. And the person says, you know what? I actually want to go to hell. I don't care, I want to go to hell. What are you going to say to the person? What are you going to say? The maximum you're going to do is, if you're a real believer, is try to talk them out of it. But you're not going to, because of that, start to abuse them and curse them out and begin to call them names. You can't do that. We have to know where to draw the line. We have to know where to draw the line. And then when some people are talking about and laughing at her and making mockery of this girl and saying all this thing, I'm like, what gives you the right? What gives you the right to start insulting her for her choices? It may not be the right choice. She may be making a mistake. It may be against your advice or your wishes for anybody. But you have to know that everybody have their lives to live. We have to respect people's choices. I have said it and I'm saying it again. I wouldn't want that for my children. I wouldn't want that for myself. I've seen couples that are very old and you see them, they have this amazing relationship. You go to their house, they're sitting together, very old couples sitting together and watching TV and having conversations and all this. That's beautiful. And they are each other's greatest comfort, greatest company in old age. That is what a lot of us would wish for ourselves. But somebody decides that that's not what I want to do. What are you going to do about it? It's their choice. Maybe the wrong choice, but it's still their choice. So people say, oh, she must be doing it for the money. She must be doing it for this. We don't know if it's true that she's married to this man. You don't know if it's money. I am somebody that I've made videos where I've talked about the fact that my life is not all about money. I've made videos where I've said these things. I strongly believe that life is not all about money. Money is not everything. Check my videos. That's one thing I talk about, being consistent. What I've said before is still what I'm saying till today. I am saying the same thing. You know, to the best of my knowledge, this is what I know and this is what I think. This is what I would say in my videos. Money is not everything. If money was everything, why do the rich also cry? If money was everything, why do rich people commit suicide? You know what I'm trying to say? If money is everything, why is it that some people that are rich keep chasing more of it? Because it doesn't satisfy. Money is not everything. Money can be tempting. Money can be tempting. We all know these things. I think we should draw the line. We should draw the line. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works, like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, anybody can have an account. There's no interview. You know, there's no interview that you have to pass before you can have a platform. Everybody can have a platform. But we should start to educate ourselves about knowing where to draw the line. We need to know where to draw the line. She decides to marry a man that is 40 years her senior, and you think it's your God-given right to come and make mockery of her on social media? Seriously? Seriously? Like, why? She owes you nothing. She owes you absolutely nothing. So if she's your child, if you're her father or you're her mother, and you're giving out to her at home, she can still say, I don't want to listen to my parents. She's 19. How does her choice affect you? How does her choice affect you? I have made videos where I talk about, you know, maybe what somebody is doing. I'm not like, no, this is not really a good thing. And I'll say things like, you know, other people should not copy. That's it. You can actually make a video and advise people, advise the younger people and say, I'm just making this video to advise you guys, don't do what this girl is done because it's not the best decision, because this man is too old, you're not going to have a lot of time together or whatever. Educate other people as to why you think that's not a good idea, and then leave it at that. That's the maximum. But spending the time to make mockery of the girl because you do not approve, that's just, I think, like I said, we're all, you know, social media, bloggers, that's what we call ourselves, and all these things. We need to know where to draw the line, especially when it comes to cursing and, you know, cursing and abusing people. You can disagree, make your video and be like, oh, it's not a good idea. What is she thinking? She's too young. You know, she shouldn't do that. You know, she has her life ahead of her. You know, if it's true, and then if it's all about the money, money is not everything. She can do better than that. That's fine. That's a good way to address it. But cursing her out, and there was like even somebody insulting her mother to the extent you would think that there's a fight between them and the girl's mother. This is a family doing their own thing. It may not be right by your standard, it may not be right by Christian standard or whatever, but you have to know where your rights end. You have to know where to draw the line and say, you can't be saying this about people. Another thing I find really surprising is how, you know, a lot of people are saying things like, she's never declared her source of income, nobody knows where she's making her money from, there's no way she's making money from just acting movies, she's not declared. How is she going to declare to the world where, you know, where she makes money from? I think a lot of us don't understand this thing. Nobody owes it to you to let you know where the money comes from. No, nobody owes it to you. You know, in a civilized society, right? If someone's source of income is questionable, it is the job of the government, it is the role of the government to investigate. And at the end of the day, if they investigate and they find that this person is a criminal, is making money from crime, the person will be locked up. If not, the person will be left alone. And let me tell you, another thing you don't realize, like even when the police goes, the government goes and investigate and they find out the source of income, they don't come to the streets and be like, you know what guys, we've confirmed, we're sure now, she is this or he is that, that's where their money comes from. No, like the government will not come out and tell everybody this is their source of income. As long as the government have done their investigation, they leave it at that. That's where it ends. That's where it ends. There are a lot of people these days that make money that nobody knows where the money coming from. Some YouTubers don't even show their faces. There are a lot of YouTubers that you watch, all you see is just a voice narrating the story or something in the news or whatever, and that's it. They never show their faces. Their neighbors would never know where they work. You know, and some of them are doing YouTube full time. Some of them. Their neighbors will never see them drive out in the morning, 9 in the morning to go to work and come back in the evening. No. Their neighbors may be like, oh my goodness, he's after buying a car, he's after buying a new house, he bought this, he bought that, or she bought, or he, where are they making their money from? The neighbors will be confused. But this person does not owe it to their neighbors and be like, you know what guys, you know, this is how I make my money. They don't owe it to anyone. People don't realize that nobody owes it to you to come out and tell you, to come out and tell you their source of income. They don't. The maximum, like I said, is the government can investigate, and after that, they leave them alone. Some people have won lotteries. There are people that have won lotteries and they never tell anybody that they won lottery. And then they start living an expensive lifestyle. I'm not saying this girl won the lottery or whatever. All I'm trying to say is this mentality that everybody has to tell you where their money come from. We have to change it. Nobody owes you that. In a civilized society, report anybody you feel that their source of income is questionable, report to the police, and the police can do their investigation, and that will be the end of it. When I see people say nobody knows where she's making her money from, she doesn't owe it to you to tell you where she makes her money from. So people have insulted this girl, insulted her mother, insulted everybody. Like even the video of my Pidgin English video, there was even somebody that left a comment and say, I'm not surprised. Igbos are known to sell their children. I was like, So now you're going to insult the whole of Igbo land now because of one girl. Like, people are going. How many days now? So many people have been taking Panadol for this girl's headache for the past how many days? Taking Panadol for somebody else's headache. And this girl is still living her life. I just find it a bit embarrassing the way the whole thing has gone. It's just really, really embarrassing. I'm going to say it again. I will not advise anybody to do it. 40 years is a lot of time. Personally, I will not advise it. But that's where it ends. At the end of the day, it may not be a great decision, but allow people to make their own decisions. Allow people to live their own lives. It's a choice. They have the right to make a choice. Let me tell you, there are things that you have done with your life that if the whole world knows, they will not approve of. There are things like that. But you did them. It's your life. The same thing with this girl. She's done some things that not everybody really approves of. But it's her life. People have to know where to draw the line. I think the important question to ask is this. In what way did she offend you? In what way did she offend us? In what way? In what way is it affecting your life or the life of anyone else? In what way? See, I talk about pastors. I talk about corrupt pastors that are enriching themselves while the church members are staying hungry. And I can tell you that what offends me, what upsets me, is the poverty that I see in our country, Nigeria. A lot of people are poor and the pastors are stinkingly rich. And I can say the Bible is against this, the Bible is against that. And I can see what really gets me is the amount of poverty that I see in the life of others while these pastors are living this lifestyle with the money that belongs to God. And we know God does not come back to take his money. So it is about the money that belongs to the people. God's money should look after God's people. I've talked about how the apostles, when they collected, they distributed to everyone according to their needs. But the pastors of these days, they take and they enrich themselves and their families. And I can say that where I get upset or what really frustrates me or what, really gets me speaking up is because of the poor people. Because the Bible tells us to speak up for the poor and the needy and all of these things. So yeah, what is my annoyance? Is the poverty that I see among people. But when it comes to this girl, how does her decision, if truly she's married to an older man, how is her decision enough to offend you? In what way does it upset you? In what way does it affect the life of someone else? This girl's decision does not affect anyone else's life. It is her life. It is her life. A maximum, pray for people. That's all you can do. I'm going to say it again. My video is not here saying that it's a good thing to be married to, I wouldn't advise that. But I just want to make it clear. We have to realize that people have choices. And we have to respect people's rights to make their own choice. And with that, I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.